Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are reviewing a gelish soak of a cream gel palette. For this look you will need the things we have on table. So for gel color you always do need rubber base coat. I like using Exquisite. This is one of my favorite brands to use. Not sponsored by the way. I will also be using a top coat for gel as well. You'll need a cotton pad or anything similar like that. You will also need some gel cleaner, a buffer. I'm going to be using one by Neonail, and we will be showing one of the color on these plastic display. So to start, let me just show you the palette first. So we do have 6 color in this palette. So all neutral color. I've purchased this palette because I wanted to do neutral color. I think they do have one darker color. It does come up with an application brush as well, which is included in that. So I'm going to start with rose color. So let me actually open the colors and show you one by one. Quite interesting. So I have always used bottle colors, to be honest. So these are more easy to use. So really good for beginners. So I think I'm going to start with the rose color. Right. So for gel color, I always recommend bottles and everything should be kept close because we will also be using the UV lamp to set after every coat. So imagine if you have anything open near it, it will not go well. So for that reason, I'll keep it up in case if I forget to close it. But yeah, try to have this habit of closing things always. And let's put this away for now. Right, so best thing to do for application is always buff the surface, especially if you're using a plastic one. Reason being, you can apply it straight away on it. However, it is just a bit much easier application. That's all. Once you've buffed it, it's a good idea to clean it with gel cleaner. It just gives a nice smooth surface to work on. So once you've done that, let me just show you the difference. It should look like something like that. Make sure you cover all the corners, which I haven't actually. Let me just quickly do it. It just gives better application. You don't have to do this step, but if you do it, it's better. Right, let's close everything, put it on side. Right, so we will start with base coat. Always apply base coat, especially when you're doing natural nails. Very good habit, is a very important step, because when you're applying it on natural nails are very different. Sometimes they're a bit bumpy, especially if you change gel color or if you don't use gloves for washing up, etc. So yeah, natural nails are not very smooth application wise. So two reason you apply for smooth application of the color, also to give that nice protection for, so that's how it will look. It's very transparent sort of base coat are always like that. So that we will set for 30 seconds. Let's wait. So let's put everything on one side which we're not using. Let's get ready for our color. Right. I believe you can use any brush of your liking, or if you have a preferred brush. However, this is the one which came with it, so I'm going to be using that. Right, once your 30 seconds are over, now I'm going to show you. Let me just switch that off. This is the color we are using. So let's just check the consistency first. That's my first time using this color too. Ooh. Oh, it looks kind of similar to what you'll get in a bottle. But I guess it's quite good for beginners, to be honest. As in, like, application-wise, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. Yeah, similar to what you use in a bottle. Very nice color this. So always remember, first color, either if you're applying on your display nails or on natural nails, is not the perfect application. Try not to get too much stressed about it when you're applying your first color, first coat, I mean. Let's put this away. Now we're gonna set it for 30 seconds. Once again, always do 30 seconds. Let's switch, close that. If you do less than 30 seconds, sometimes sometimes it doesn't set correctly, and when you apply your second or third coat, it gives you that lumpy sort of finish. Right. So while we're waiting on that, let's have a look. That looks quite similar to this one. So as I said, all are neutral colors. So most probably in the second video for the review of this, I would like to do a French look of it. Right, let's have a look. That's how it looks after first coat. Where did my color go? It's here. The good thing about this palette, I've noticed, that you can take these little small sections out, which I think, if you are finished with one, or if you want to mix and match, if you've got two palettes, for example, I think they do one for dark colors, you can mix and match, or your favorite colors maybe. I hope you can see. Righty-ho. So when you pick it up, it looks quite good actually. Let me just quickly switch that off. Right. So second coat, I would personally do 3 coats if I'm doing on a natural nail. But that depends really how you prefer your color to look. That looks quite good, to be honest. Very, very good control. So as I said in the beginning, if you're a beginner, if you're practicing, especially in summers, I've noticed gel color do tend to run quite a lot towards your cuticle as soon as you apply. Reason being, if it's like a hot day, your colors are tend to give you a little bit of hard time. So it's quite good control, to be honest. Best thing with gel is you can mess about, play about with application, so don't worry too much. I know some people say do in the middle, then side and all. Most of the gel colors do have a self-leveling function. So don't worry if your application is not as you would like it to be. Practice makes you perfect. Right, so I would personally do a third coat because I just like giving that proper look. However, if you want to stop at 2, at the second coat, then you'll apply a top coat. So either if you're doing a display, you still have to apply a top coat. It just gives it good life. Of course, when you're doing natural nails, you have to apply a top coat to protect it from any scratches, or like it just gives you long life. and it makes it shiny, of course. Right, so as I said, personally, I'll go ahead with one more coat because this is for my nail salon display. So I would like it to look nice and perfect. This time, as I said, don't worry too much if your application is not as good or not as smooth. It will self-level. However, this time, if you're doing it on a client or your own nail, try to make it as perfect as you can because this is your final coat now. You can always go back, pick up a little bit of more product. Check, take your time with gel always. Try not to rush it. Patience is the key. So I would at this point, I'm kind of actually really impressed with it, to be honest. With the application of it, the end result, some of it I can see little bit lumpy, of course. However, sometimes that can be covered with not lumpy, but I think it's the product itself. So that can be covered with top coat. Don't worry about that. Righty-ho. So that's how, let me just put this down. That's how it looks after the third coat. I personally prefer 3 coats when I'm doing light colors. Dark colors you can get away with 2 coats. But yeah, light colors I would personally say go ahead with the 3 coats, depending what you want to do really. Right, at this point, very good habit is, oops, keep doing that. Always clean all the brushes you've used as soon as you finish using them, because it never ends well if you don't, basically. And at this point, even though I've given it a good nice clean, I will still cover it with the protective cover it came in. Reason being, if any of the product's been left on the brush, it can get set and then your brush gets ruined. Righty-ho. Right, let's do that there. Oh, that looks amazing. Right, now we're gonna go ahead and use our top coat. That's again, once again by Exquisite. This is one of the best top coat I have ever used in my very long nail technician career. Right. Again, this one has got self-leveling properties. So don't worry too much if you are not applying it perfectly. That's got a little lump. As you can see, as soon as I apply, how nicely it self-levels itself. So saves quite a lot of time. Always good idea. Close all the bottles you've used. And let's pop it in there for 30 seconds. So of course, if you're doing natural nail, you'll apply all 5. Set 1. Work on the other side. Apply other 5 nails. So keep switching to save time. But of course, we are doing it for the presentation purposes. That's why I have time in between. Righty-ho. So I always tend to, even though your top coat does say not techie or anti-techie, this, that, and the other, I just always, even if I'm doing a display or natural nail, I tend to clean it with the gel cleaner in the end. It's just a little habit I have. Reason being, any tackiness, even though I know it is very, very good top coat. And at this point on natural nail, you apply cuticle oil. But of course, because we're doing display, oh, that looks very nice and shiny. Perfect. So don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.